The iPhone 11 was released 4 years ago in 2020. Is it still a good phone to be using or buying in 2024? First, let's take a gander at the design. The iPhone 11's design still feels and looks clean. It has an aluminum frame and glass back. It weighs in at 194 grams, and if you're coming from a smaller phone, this 6.1-inch liquid retina LCD is going to seem pretty big. 6.1 inches for me is pretty big, and fitting this into my pocket wasn't always pleasing. But when viewing media like YouTube videos, the experience is very nice. You can even get the iPhone 11 in some exciting colors: black, red, white, green, and purple. I really like the white. I think it looks really clean. When it comes to performance, you're getting 4 GB of RAM with the A13 Bionic. And from doing day-to-day things, I had zero hiccups, zero complaints. Everything was fast and responsive, including Face ID. Now, when it comes to the cameras, you're getting 2 dual 12 megapixel cameras, a standard and an ultra wide. And it also has night mode. And as you can see, with extreme dark scenarios, it's still not going to be very good. But with just a little bit of light, it starts to look a lot better. And standard photos with good lighting environments are going to look really good. You can get up to 5x digital zoom with the main camera on photo mode. And when you're using the ultra wide with lower light scenarios, it's going to be pretty much not good at all. It's going to be adding a lot of noise, and as you can see, we had lights by our fireplace. It just totally overexposed them. But with a lot of light, good lighting environments, the ultra wide is definitely usable. But you can definitely see some noise in the images even when it's not darker. And I really like the video on this as well. You can shoot up to 4K at 30 frames per second, and everything just looks good. It all looks $215 good. And I'm not going to lie, I really don't like selfies. But here's a selfie picture.
This is the selfie camera with the iPhone 13.
So overall, for only $215, I definitely recommend this camera setup. It's not insanely amazing, but it is definitely usable. Now, as for the speakers, they're not going to be insanely amazing, but again, they're going to be usable and definitely solid. My conclusion is that the iPhone 11 is still a perfectly good phone to be using. I got mine from $215 from Back Market, and it's pretty sad because mine only came with 73% battery life. So my experience with the battery life has not been good. I started the day at 7 o'clock with 100% battery life, and I was forced to plug in at 4:30 with only 2.5 hours of screen time, and I only had 8% left. But if your battery health is about 95, upper 90s, you're probably gonna have a good experience with it, unless you're a super heavy user. It is also nice that this does have fast charging with 18 watts, 30 minutes, 50%, and it also does support wireless charging. And as for the actual size of the battery, it is a 3,110 milliamp hour battery. And honestly, that's my biggest complaint but that was just my personal experience. Like I said, if you have at least 95% battery health, your experience is gonna be a lot better. But overall, the cameras are great. The screen is still very good. The phone is still supported for another 2 years. And I feel like that's my biggest thing is if you buy this phone, you're only gonna be able to use it for about 2 years running the newest iOS. Past that, you're gonna be stuck on iOS 19. Which I mean is not a huge deal, depending on the jump between 19 and 20, but just keep that in mind. I hope you guys found this video helpful. Ciao.